to start, though, with that deeper look into the I-Team investigation that we first shared with you last night. Botched prostitution cases at Lewisville massage parlors where police went too far with the women they were investigating.
It all happened as the city was fighting to pass a law to crack down on sex trafficking at those businesses. As our Andrea Lucia found, the city and its officers were taking two very different approaches.
While Lewisville police investigated massage businesses in 2023, city leaders and lawmakers were in Austin, sounding the alarm.
We have a serious human trafficking issue going on in the city of Lewisville.
I simply do not have the resources needed to conduct these investigations.
This is Lewisville's most important issue this session.
Nearly 2 years later, it's a statement Mayor T.J. Gilmore stands by.
It's a huge issue, and not just for Lewisville, but I think all the cities, especially if you're on the I-35 corridor.
The biggest issue, though?
You could argue that other issues would take priority, but it's a big one.
Part of the problem, he and then Police Chief Kevin Deaver testified, was that it took too long to shut down illicit massage businesses.
When I talked with my police chief, he's like, I really don't have a way to stop this. I have to go through the entire legal system, and by the time that somebody is found criminally liable, this place has changed hands 3 times. The folks that are in there are gone. It's a whole reset, and I have to prove that all up again. So we looked at that process and just said it was fundamentally broken.
Under the bill, which became law, police can contact the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation about a suspected illicit massage business, and the TDLR can take immediate action.
This emergency order allows us to say, we think there's human trafficking that could be occurring at this establishment. We're going to make you shut down for 6 months.
That gives investigators time to determine if there's enough evidence to revoke the business's license and to offer services to potential victims.
It doesn't matter if it's prostitution or if it's human trafficking. It shouldn't be happening, and we're going to assume that it's human trafficking.
Since the law went into effect in September 2023, TDLR has issued 16 emergency orders across the state, including in Burleson, Denton, and Garland. And it's worked cases with Arlington, Dallas, and Fort Worth police.
But not Lewisville. The city that led the charge to pass HB 3579 has yet to ask TDLR to investigate any of its massage businesses.
Instead, leaders are using the other part of the law, which gives cities the power to close businesses where 3 or more prostitution or trafficking arrests are made.
I don't know if I'd call it 3 strikes, but that's where you get your actionables to remove the licensing.
I get confused because I hear this desire to go after trafficking, but what ends up happening is the women get arrested, the women get charged with prostitution.
That's not been my experience of what's been going on. And in fact, if you go back and look at our legislative arguments and the conversations that we had with our state legislators, which I think were really important, the one thing that they said is that we don't want to be arresting and punishing the victims of sex trafficking. And I believe that is the case for my police department as well.
Annual crime reports Lewisville posts online, though, show it is the women being arrested. In 2022, police arrested 1 man and 15 women for prostitution. In 2023, they arrested 2 men and 7 women. In some cases we reviewed, records even show police made traffic stops on men leaving massage businesses and, rather than investigate them, used the information they provided to build cases against the women they allegedly paid for sex acts. Last summer, the Denton County DA's office took issue with how far Lewisville officers were going to make their cases, rejecting 22 prostitution cases, citing excessive contact with women at the massage businesses. The department opened an internal investigation. Still, despite the state and city's interest in stopping trafficking, officers said they never did find any evidence of it.
These girls are driving brand new, high-end cars that they're paying cash for. They're buying houses that they're paying cash for, and we start looking at financial records, and they're getting $10,000 a month. They really were just entrepreneurial women that were making a lot of money doing illicit things.
They drive nicer cars than we do. They're free to leave whenever they want. So if they are being human trafficked, it's a completely different way of being human trafficked, but that's not what we're seeing.
It didn't take a genius to figure out that it's probably not human trafficking, right? To this day, sitting here, I don't believe it is human trafficking.
Now, Chief Deaver retired about a year ago. We asked him and his replacement, the current police chief Rollins, why the department hasn't taken advantage of the help from TDLR that they fought to get. Both referred us to a city statement that called the law a, quote, very valuable tool for cities, but said that TDLR often moves too slow because of a shortage of resources.
Is that true? Did you look into that statement, that claim?
Yeah, we checked with the agency. It has 44 investigators to handle complaints at massage businesses, cosmetology salons, barbershops, and other businesses. 12 of those are specifically dedicated to the northern region of Texas, where we are. At one point last fall, TDLR had almost 250 open cases with human trafficking concerns.
Shedding a little bit of light for us, Andrea, Lucia, and the I-Team. We thank you guys very much. And by the way, if you did miss part one of Andrea's investigation, which is tied to what you just saw, where she shows how Lewisville police used questionable tactics to arrest women for prostitution, we do have it posted online. It is definitely worth your time. CBSNewsTexas.com.